Hi, my name is Iris. I hope that you are doing very well. If you are new here, welcome. This channel is all about faith-based content. So, Happy New Year. We are in 2023 already. What for me, it feels like as if it was 2022. I closed my eyes and then I opened them again, and then boom, 2023, right? One of the things that I'm hoping for in this year, is that I truly enjoy where I am at, right? Like, I remember I asked God, like, last year, like, Lord, I want to go places. I want to go to events. I want to go to birthday parties. I want to go out, and it came to pass. I went to like events, I went to birthday parties, I really enjoyed going out last year. But now what I'm asking God is like, okay, Lord, um I just want to enjoy and be present in whatever activity I'm doing or whoever I am hanging out with, whether it be my sisters, whether it be my best friend, whether it be like I'm at church, um I'm at the movies, or I am at Bible study. Like, Lord, I just want to live in the moment, like truly enjoy it and be present. That is one of the things that I am asking God for this year. And the other thing is to, of course, like to continue to grow this YouTube channel, right? Along with other dreams and goals that I would like to accomplish, but more about that in a different video. So I am currently 29 and I am single, okay? And I've been single for a while now. Ever since I was little, I was like, I don't remember guys coming up to me and tell me, like young, I'm not talking about like I'm 5 and stuff like that. I'm like in middle school or high school, even college. Like, it was rare when a guy would come up to me and say, hey, Iris, I think you're cute. I like you. I'm interested in you. I want to know more about you. I want to go on a date with you. Like, it rarely happened, okay? And that's the case even now at 29. It feels like I have been, like as if I am hidden in a way, okay? There's like barely, and like there's no guy. There has been no guy for like these past years that has came up to me and told me, hey, Iris, I'm interested in you, right? But I've dated before a couple of guys, but deep down I knew that they were not the one, even as I was starting to get to know them. And I'm pretty sure they also knew that I was not the one for them either, but for some reason we just continued to be in the relationship, right? And one of the things that is like a red flag for me is when a guy, one of the guys that I have dated said like, hey, you know what? I really want to be with you. I want you to be my girlfriend. But he wanted to have sex, right? And that to me is like a no. Like, I'm saving myself for marriage. I do not want to, just that I am really saving myself for marriage. So he didn't agree with that. So in the end, we had to just break it off, right? And yeah, so now what I am looking for is somebody, or if I'm going to start dating again, I'm going to be looking for somebody who's willing to wait to have sex until the day that we are married. So yeah, so that is like what I have experienced up until this age now. Like, guys rarely come up to me, or like literally like none has come up to me and told me these past years and said, hey, Iris, I'm interested in you. Like, none. And how I feel right now, I feel good, okay, at times, that I'm still single. I'm very grateful that I'm single, but at times it does feel kind of lonely, right? Because I see my friends and they have their boyfriends and they have their husbands, and I'm like, wow, like I want that, like I wish that I could be forming memories with my boyfriend or my husband, right? And it's the same thing with my siblings. I'm like the second oldest, so the majority of all of them already have their boyfriend, or that they've been dating for like for years now. And some of them are already thinking of getting married. And I have another sister, the oldest, she just got married, not too long ago. And I'm like, so I'm like, okay, like I'm here like waiting, when is he coming, so at times it does feel lonely, but I'm very grateful for the time um that I am single, okay? Because I have gotten to grow in so many areas, and I have gotten to learn a lot of things that if I was not single, I wouldn't have been able to learn. And honestly, this wouldn't have if I wouldn't have learned these things, I think that I would have taken a lot of baggage into the guy that I was going to be, into my relationship, basically. So I would like to share some tips or some things that I have learned along the way of this journey called singleness, okay? Well, as for me, like the things that I have learned. So the first one is that that your husband is not God, right? And for some reason, when I was in my early 20s, I used to think, like seriously believe, that once I got married, all of my problems were going to go away. Like, I seriously believed that, and now that I've gotten much older, I've gotten to have a relationship with God, like even in marriage, there's going to be problems, right? Like, and the Lord still has to be the center in the marriage for my husband and for me, right? And the only one that can fix things, the only one that is truly in control of my life is God, and the same thing for him, right? Like, nobody can take that spot, nobody can take that place. You can't take that place, like I can't take that place in my husband's life, when I do get married, and he can't take that place either, right? Like, God still needs to remain God and will remain God, whether I'm single or whether I'm married, so yeah, that's one of the things, that my husband is not God, right? And that once I get married, the problems are not just going to disappear. No. So the second thing that I have learned, and this was after I have talked to a couple of married women and some women that are about to be engaged, right? And they were just sharing how they knew that the guys that they were going to marry, how did they know that they were the one, right? And I'm a sucker for love stories. Like, I could be there listening. I love listening to the whole thing. When did you guys meet? How was your guys' relationship? How did he propose? How did he ask you out? Like, I don't know why. I don't know if that's normal or not, but I love listening to people's love stories. So I was really I was paying attention to like the women that were sharing, because I was like, wow, like this is beautiful. I really liked it. And one of the things that they have in common, that as to like how they got to choose the guy, or how they got to say yes to the guy, is because there was peace. Like, through him, I don't know how to explain it, but that there was actually peace, So I started thinking about my past relationships, and I'm like, it's true. Like, out of the guys that I have dated, I did not feel like peace, or I didn't feel comfortable, like this reassurance, like, okay, this is a person that I'm supposed to be with, like literally with none of the guys that I have dated. And I'm like, now that I'm, if a guy is interested in me, like one of the key things that I'm going to be looking for, if I'm asking, like, okay, God, is this guy really the one, once I'm getting to know him and stuff like that. And I'm going to basically ask God, like, okay, Lord, I want you to give me peace, if this is the guy that you have called to be my husband. And I pray also the same thing for him, right? Like, God, give him peace, you know, give him that reassurance that I'm the one, you know, like, just give us both peace. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be looking at or looking for when I'm, you know, if I'm getting to like the serious part and actually like, or in a way it's like a sign, right? Like, okay, Lord, if this is the one, like, then I just want peace, you know, because I literally never felt that with any of, like, I haven't, you guys, I haven't. And when they explained that, I was like, wow, like, okay, that's something that's super important to me, right? Like, peace. I want peace. So the third thing that that I have learned is that we have to pray for our husbands, right? And we also have to pray for ourselves. And in the beginning, I used to be like, God, like, give me this. I used to pray so that he could be like handsome and so that he could just love the Lord and stuff like that, right? But what I pray for now is like, okay, God, like, prepare him to be the husband that you have called him to be for me. And I'm like, prepare me to be the wife that you have called me to be for him. And I also pray, and I ask God, like, okay, God, like, heal his heart, you know, from whatever he has dealt with, whatever he needs healing from, right? From past relationships. Like, just begin to heal him, begin to heal his heart, and begin to renew his mind. And that's the same thing that I pray for myself, you know. So number 4 is that I honestly thought, like, that my husband was going to be perfect, that he was going to be flawless, right? Which there is no such thing, because there is no perfect person, right? So I really don't know why, you guys. I used to think that the one that I was going to marry when I was younger was like, not even that young, y'all. It's like, I was like, am I 20 something? And I'm like, okay, like, he's gonna be perfect, you know, like, I gotta throw that out the window, you know, because I'm not gonna be perfect. He's not gonna be perfect. He has flaws. I have flaws, and we're both gonna continue to grow, you know, up until, or the Lord is gonna continue to, you know, to transform our lives, and we're both gonna continue to grow, and God is gonna, you know, he is still going to be molding our lives, you know, up until the day that we both die. So that's the other tip. And then the 5th tip is that I used to think that I was just meant to, like, my priority was just to get married. That's it. I thought that was my life. I didn't have any goals. I didn't have any ambition. Like, I didn't have any goals or dreams. And what I used to think is like, okay, I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna be at the house, you know, cooking, cleaning, doing the laundry and stuff like that. Which, I mean, like, I'm still gonna do, you know, I'm still gonna take care of my husband. I'm still going to cook, even though I'm not the best cook. So I'm hoping, I'm really hoping that he knows how to cook real good, okay? Yeah, because I really don't know how to cook that well. And I'm also going to be cleaning, like what I still do now. And if we have kids, like, of course I'm gonna be taking care of the kids. But I'm like, my mentality has changed in a way, because I'm like, I want to have my business, right? I have goals. I want to you know, I also want to bring in income, you know. And before, I used to think like, no, like, my husband is going to be doing all the work, and he's gonna be bringing in the income. And but I'm like, now I'm like, no, I also want to work, and I also want to, like, continue to what's that word, continue to accomplish. I don't know if that's the right word, but I know that I have a calling over my life. Like, my husband has a calling over his life, right? Like, and we both still have to complete that calling, right? And on top of that, like, I know that even though we're married, we both still have lives out of marriage, meaning like I have a family, right? I have siblings. Both of my parents are alive. I have nieces now. Like, I know that my marriage is priority, but I still want to hang out with my sisters. I still want to hang out with my parents, you know. And it's the same thing that if he has a family, like if he has siblings and stuff like that, like, yeah, that we all get together, that we all hang out. But there's gonna be times where I'm pretty sure he's going to want to go and hang out with his siblings, like by himself, right? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's like one of the things that I've learned while being single. And the sixth and final one is that I know that there are some things in my life that or baggage in a way that God needs to like remove or deliver me from before I completely like it's just something I wouldn't like to take into my relationship, right, or into my marriage. And I'm hoping that God just delivers me from, you know, certain ideas. Like, for example, like I still have insecurities, right? And I don't want to bring that into my marriage, right? And I also sometimes I have thoughts like I don't deserve to be with anybody. I don't deserve to get married, or like, and we both know that that's not okay, or like that's something that that's not true, right? We are all deserving of love, right? And yeah, like those are some of the things, some of the tips that I, you know, have learned. Honestly, there is so much more. Like, I have a huge list, you know, but just to not make the video like longer, like these are some of the things that I thought were like very important. That I thought was very important, like for me to share, you know, while I have been in this, you know, this season of singleness, you know, which I know that I'm not gonna get back, you know. So I am honestly trying to enjoy it to like the fullest, because I know that once I get married, things are going to change, you know. And I'm not saying for the bad, okay, but I'm like, I know that regardless, like things are going to change. Like, I'm not gonna have as much free time like I do now. Like, I can go out and go hang out and like stay up really late or whatever, you know, because I'm single. I don't have to go, you know, to my husband and tell him like, hey, I don't know how to explain it. You know what I'm saying, right? So so yeah, so I know that once I get married, like things are going to change. And I know that for the good, right? Like, it's for the good. But if you are single, I want to know, like, what have you learned, or what tips do you have for me, or for like any of us who are like watching the video? What tips do you have for us that you know, or you think that they are like important to learn, or to know? And if you are married, like what are some of the tips that you would, you know, give us, you know, single women before we get married, you know, that you know will be useful or helpful? Please let me know in the comment section below. And that's it for today's video. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.